Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to check out your boy, P Funk. Thinking right out here in the lab in the wee hours of the morning. Where I do what I do for you. I got something nice for you today. We gonna learn about my girl, Aset, along with my yacht, my favorite. So let's go. Rightism. 25 rules live by. Storytelling. Story with a message. Message in the story for life. I give life lessons. You tune in and receive them. I appreciate you. Let's do what we do. We got a good thing going. Let's rock. Right thinking mission, and that's what I'm on, is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinkers way of life through mental and spiritual discipline practice daily will help and guide you to obtain your goal of spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. My mission, that's what I'm on, is that all right thinkers know thyself. Right thinkers, your goal as a right thinker is to know thyself. See where I'm going with this? So the question, do you know you? Is rhetorical. If you know how to answer for yourself, tune in. I can help you out with that. That's what I do for you. Let's go. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple, but you can teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. Appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you. A person who knows not and believe and think that they know, dangerous. Avoid them. I do. A person who knows not. Excuse me, a person who knows and knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. That's why I can awaken them. Why? I'm the spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers, know thyself and always. My girl, my yacht, be true. We about to talk about her. Right thinkers, let's talk about the goddess Maat, a form of the goddess Aset. Watch this. When I try to lay out to you earlier the thing about how the gods interact, goddesses and God interact, this is the perfect example. So we're gonna learn a little something. If you like this is gonna be fun because this is my warehouse. I like to have fun with this. Right thinkers, let's talk about goddess Maya, and she's a form of the goddess Aset. Now, acting with truth and order and righteousness is one of the first steps that would lead you to understand what the philosophy of what I teach. Right thinking is Maya. It's the Maya philosophy. And Maya, of course, is an aspect of Aset. This is told to us where? In scripture, Mayat is a manifestation of Aset. Remember, these are all principles and aspects of your personality that you can adapt. We give them identity and personality. The Mayat is the female aspect. Aset is also a female aspect of your personality. They come with a package for you to master yourself with that aspect of your personality. Hope you're understanding that. I'm trying to make it clear as I can. But this was told to us in scripture. All right, so they told you Mayat is a manifestation of Aset, a form of Aset. As discussed previously, there are two Mayat goddesses. Told you about them a while ago. You know who they are? Mm-hmm. It'll tell you in a minute. And they had two Mayat goddesses, referring to as Maati, Maati. That means dual goddesses. And you may surmise or figured out yet that those two Maya goddesses are, yep, indeed also are set in Neptune. My girls that does this, that's them. See the big hat that Amun wear, that's them. Anything you see a pair of the two serpents, that's them. Okay, they represent the caduceus, the medical sign that they got right today, going up this back. That's them. Staff for Tahuti. All right, so they play an important role. Mayat, excuse me, Aset and Neftat. Watch this, and they are mainly here talking about the Aset form. So not the both of them. Now, having you ready, mastered the principle of set. We know the ego. Conquer the ego. That's the first thing toward being the right thinker and having conscious and knowledge of self. Set the ego have to be conquered. We just did him. Then we just got through with who? That. That's your mortality. Realizing that you ain't the body. You're what's inside the body. You're coming to grips with that. Now you're raising up. You're reaching the level of what? Aset. And she got a lot of Maat concepts. So we're going to work them together. So set and that we passed them. Once you master those principles, again, of having overcome what? Egoism and vice through what? Your aspirations of who? Wanting to be Haru, your best self. So you got to raise your conscious level and have it accepted, at least philosophically, concept, if not yet intuitionally, which represented by Aset, in the wisdom of the what? Illusionariness of what? The world. We getting past the physical world. We bypassing that. Why? We know we're not the physical world. The physical body is like the physical world. Het Haru lives in the house of spirit of Haru. Neptune lives in what? Nature. So she what? Birth and death. She represents death. Understand that. Just get that lesson. So moving on. Let's go. But that her death is the what? The illusionariness of the world. And once you have developed as an aspirant and you transcend what? World of time and space and everything that it represents takes away pain, sorrow of the world of ultimate what? Physical death. An aspirant can have entry into what? The wisdom of who? Aset. Ding, 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 ding. This is important. Now, I told you about, we just talked about Neptet, which is the principle of what? Worldliness, world things, and death. Birth, death. If the physical body is born, it's going to die. That's Neptet. That's what she represents. And as well as what? Destruction, pain, sorrow of the world. These are all the things that the physical body will experience. Hope you're following. Now, having decided that you want to die to this world, not die physically, but die to the needs and the desires of the physical world. That shouldn't make you jump up and down. I call it moving the needle. I don't get excited no more about a whole bunch of stuff. Why? I done got better at understanding. I don't need none of that. That's the difference. And you're preferring what? To give your soul, give to your soul life instead of what? Allowing your soul, your immortality to what? Die. Why? Because that is what you are doing. What? When you physically indulge in what? Worldly things and in an ignorant way. When you are ignorant of yourself, you have grandiose ideas about yourself. That's the ego self. If you haven't controlled that, you're still stuck on stupid. And you still want physical things, you're still stuck with that. Let's level up. Level up. Let's go. I'm trying to get you that. That's what we're doing now. Leveling up. When you promote ignorance, watch this. You are allowing your immortality to what? Die in you. Or it is what? Dead to you. You ain't experiencing it. You're not using it. It has no use. It's dead. Like God, he can't make you do nothing. But once you start doing something, he come alive and help you. Of course, when we use the term die, watch this, it is metaphorical. Why? Because the soul can't die. It remains after the passing of the physical body. Sorry about that. Get excited. And since it is what? Immutable and transcendental. But, there's always a but or however, to you as a personality, your soul and its peace, immortality, and transcendental awareness are as dead to you and unreachable for you. Again, if your ego is running you, you can't raise your conscious level. You're still stuck in the lower level. I'm trying to make that clear to you. So your worldliness, your egoistic concepts, and through that is what? Killing your body. Your egoism, again, through what? Set is what? Killing your ability to perceive your eternity. Where your level of consciousness is holding you back. It's keeping you earthbound. It won't let you rise. That's why he's a four-legged animal. The eagle is represented by what? Falcon, the hawk. Why? It flies. It can ascend. That's the concept. That's why your spirit is recognized as somebody that can raise. The ego is here. Hell, it don't leave. It wants you to stay here. So it's gonna give you everything you want here in the physical world. Get the concept? Let me go. Okay, I hope y'all. But that is the worldly perspective of life. And that's the predicament of what? Worldly, ignorant people. It's a bunch of y'all. 85% of us is this. And they talk about y'all with no remorse, no why. They already got you figured out. And they're not wrong. I'm arguing. That's up to us as a people to change that. But watch this. When you're a worldly person, your life is when you are what? World conscious. A person who aware only of what? Time and space. I gotta go here. I gotta do that. You only time. I don't wear a watch. Don't need one. Why? I'm on my own time pretty much now at this point in my life. But when I was younger, I need to know time. Man, time will rule you. Masons taught me how to break my day down to 3 equal parts. 8 hours for this, 8 hours for that. It worked to a T. I still use it. Trust me. Now I have total time to do what I want to do. That's enlighten and teach, inspire you. Moving on. I lost my place. Good. Okay. Okay. So the weather particular. Okay, we got that. Now, even watch this. A person who's conscious and always worrying about okay, time and space. You caught up in the rat race. You're caught up in what? The world. In your individuality. Even as your body starts to deteriorate with what? With old age. That's going to happen. That's what the mortality aspect of your body is going to run out. And this is a cause of this is a cause of what? Deterioration, which is what? Of the mind. Alzheimer's, Parkinson, all those diseases where if you're not exercising the mind, it becomes mush. It gets soft. Like a fucking excuse me, but your muscles. If you don't exercise them, they be just flat. The mind's the same way. It's a muscle. It has to be used. Okay? But when the deterioration of the mind in what? Older people. My mom 85. My Lord 85. They still sharp. They still with. Why? My mother practiced one thing, my mother practiced something else. But they both doing something different, but the same thing for themselves. That's a beautiful thing. Why? Ain't no one way. I tell you, right thinking ain't the only way to God. It's just a way to God. That I can guarantee. Other ways, sure, not a problem. But I know a way why I use it. That's my point. I'm just telling you what I know. Not what I read, not what I think, not how I feel. What I know. That's right thinking philosophy. It's mine uniquely for that purpose and that reason. And for those who are advancing spiritually, that's what I need. People who want to grow in spirit. That means you're going to acquire knowledge, you're going to implement that knowledge, and you're going to manifest for yourself. That's how you grow. And when you're growing, advancing spiritually, their minds, what? Become stronger as their body grows older. Okay, the body may get little, but through your life experience, if you made it to 80, you should still be thinking and functioning sharp. If you just limping into 80, yeah, you're gonna have some body issues, physical issues, and you're gonna have mental issues. At least if you can keep the mind sharp, focused, cognate, it will supply the body. Don't worry, the body will run out, but the mind will keep it functioning. Get you lesson about the placebo. That helps the body also. Moving on. Physical fitness takes care of the body. That's what takes care of the body for real. Yoga, all these methods, yeah. But physical fitness, the body had to be in motion. Okay. Now, for true aspirants or right thinkers, if you follow me, I consider you a true right thinker. Why? Because the passage from life to death through my girl Neptet, as we discussed earlier, the last time, through what? Turning the worldly desires of the mind into what? You ready? This is the key. Divine self-desiring mind. Put him first. Become God conscious. Meditation, daily prayer on the divine and a higher principles that you live by of life will allow you now to what? Awaken. You've been asleep. So you have to awaken to what? Your higher nature. And this is what happens to Asar. When his physical body died, because his brother put him in a coffin, sent him down the Nile River, and he died. That means the human part of him, the physical part, died. Again, that's what they try to show you. This is going to die. Now, when this died, in his mind, that's it. He didn't believe in God. He didn't believe, no, he held bent on egoism. Egoism, don't give it nothing about that until what? Judgment Day. No, too late. Those the one that kick and scream. Okay, they're not going quiet into that good night. No, why? They don't know where they're going. They're scared. Fear makes you react. Simple as that. Moving on. And at the time of death, your body secretes what they call DMT, a hallucinogen. That's why everybody before death or near death experience had that. I saw my life flash before my eyes. That's just preparing you for the next level. Moving on. All right. And when Asar was dead, who was killed by his brother Set, representing the ego. So the ego will kill you. It will destroy itself. That's the acronym for the ego. The hieroglyph is the man with a hatchet to his head. That means you are self-destructive concept. Okay. So his ego brother Set, which actually led to what? His resurrection in a higher and more powerful form. Why? Because the life he lived before his brother killed him was a good one. He had to go through Maya and he passed. Love that. How did this come about? What? Did it happen on his own? Neptat was an agent of what? Death. And Aset was the agent of what? Resurrection. She brought two people back to life. Her husband and her son. Learn the story. She's a bad mama jamma. Moving on. So, but the resurrection is promoted through what? Wisdom and energy transformation of what? Your personality that occurs when? Through the mechanism of climbing the tree of life system of spiritual evolution. You're gaining consciousness. You're learning things about yourself. You're getting better understanding, hence self-mastery, knowledge of self, knowing that self. This is the practice. That's what you're doing. And meaning the whole cycle, what? Of spiritual mechanism that we have been, what? Discussing. I'm taking you through the tree of life, limb by limb, branch by branch, including all these principles. That's what they are. We give them identity. They're not real people. Like y'all think the biblical people are just like the biblical people. These are allegorical, mythological people. We know that. We know that, so I can teach for that aspect. I ain't gonna worry about you. Well, did they really? I ain't got time for that. Okay, these are lessons, learning principles. You can make them real within yourself. That's the idea. Let's go. And that, when you all these principles that are what? Psycho, mental, spiritual, metaphysical, and mystical principles. Aspects, and how they interact and transform what? Your personality. From a lower being, ignorant, okay, to what? A higher being, enlightened. That's my job, to take you from that level to the next level. That's all I got for you, and that's all we had in ancient time, and that's enough. If you know the secrets, and that's what they want, the people who what? Don't know them. Mystery to those who don't know. Okay, if you know the secrets of what? How they interact within you, you also know the secrets of what? How to use and understand their inner workings where within you. I'm excited, sorry. Your own mind. And you also discover their transcendental aspects within yourself. You become a spiritual enlightened. You become a God conscious. You become a master of yourself with your actions, your deeds, and your understanding by studying and implementing what you learn. I see the clock. I got one more paragraph and I'm going to shut it down and go back to the next lesson. Why? Oh, I got a bunch of stuff for you. Don't worry about it. And I ain't going to rush. I'm going to give it to you. Hopefully you can get it. So I'm giving it nice and slow. Hopefully my man said slow down. Okay, so I'm trying to pump the brakes a little bit and give it to you nice and easy. All right, now one more. Now, when Asar and Nephet came together, that was spirit and nature come together, and they're going to create something great. Discernment, Ampu. Let's get into that right quick. So when Asar and Nephet came together, their principles, they created Ampu. As we discussed last time, as I introduced earlier, what we call discernment, purity of what? Mind. You are thinking. I just talked to my dude last night. I use my old street acumen, my old hustle mentality. I haven't changed. I still read people. I still understand people for who they present themselves to be. I'm just a different person from what I learned and what I implemented. That's what makes me who I am now, not who I used to be. Those was lessons. I learned them. Now I'm better for them. Moving on. And watch this. You have discernment, purity of the mind. You're studying and you're implementing, so you're getting sharper. And the ability to what? Know right from wrong. That's the first lesson in life. What to do, what not to do. Why and why not. Those are lessons we teach as a kid. As you grow older, you get the gist of it. You understand it. So you start to understand everything you do, you're responsible for that. If we taught that at an early age, if you did wrong, I'm waxing that ass. Simple as that. So now today, they can do wrong and no repercussions. So what's going to stop them from doing wrong? Oh, lock them up. That's the whole point of avoiding that. Moving on. So that's the difference. Learning right from wrong, it starts with your discernment. From what? You got to know truth from untruth. That good preacher from the bad preacher. That good man from the bad man. The good woman from a bad. Simple. Sorry. But that's reality. And from unreality, you need to know what's real and what's not real. And these are all the hallmarks of what? An ampu mind, a discerning mind. You can't play me. Why? My Aunt Pooh tells me, you full of crap. Moving on. These qualities that you acquire, that you inherit, are what? Essential to what? The beginning of your spiritual journey. You need to be able to discern who is good and who is bad. Simple as that. Moving on. And through your spiritual journey, as well as what? In more advanced practice, even your daily life. You implement what you learn and you live it. If you have developed this capacity, then you are well along what the way to what? Opening the doors to what? Aset. Once you get past the ego, once you conquer your discernment, you're ready to deal with what? Intuitive knowledge and wisdom. That's the next level. Why? You can't get there without taking care of the other ones. Like order. If you haven't mastered set, first degree, you can't master that, second degree, you sure ain't getting Aset, which is the third degree for me. Moving on. That's the concept. So where we at? I don't know. Oh, you're down here. Yeah. I'm cool. Now, these qualities are essential. Okay. But if you have developed, okay, you are well on your way to open the door Aset. What that means? You're ready to become wise. You're ready to get intuitive knowledge. If you have not developed Ampu mind, you will be incapable of discerning what? Truth from untruth. You will be what they call gullible. We call them suckers on the street or victims. Okay, that means somebody who don't know. Well, yeah, it doesn't make you a victim. What? Victim circumstances for not knowing. You got to pay the price again. A sucker is somebody you can trick and fool. This is suckers born every day. If you're a con man, if you're a hustler, you're quick with it, you look for suckers, and they're everywhere. They ain't hard to find. Like my man Michael Collier say, suckers is like nigga. You can get 6 of them for the glove compartment. Well, that's how it is. They plentiful. They everywhere. So don't be gullible. Don't be a sucker. On the streets, don't take a wooden nickel. That means don't go for the okie doke. I ain't going for banana in my tailpipe. He outsmarted them. They didn't like that. So if you are smart and intelligent, use it to your benefit. Okay, it's called being quick wit. You believe, what's this? If you're gullible, this is the problem with being gullible compared to being discernible. Gullible means you believe anything your friends say. You believe anything that lying politicians say. You are religious. You're religious. You believe what your religious leaders say. Man, that's not good. You believe everything they say on television. Jesus Christ. And more importantly, advertisement. The biggest liars going. You go and you buy whatever they tell you. Externally, you believe everything that is put before you. You are a sucker. You're gullible. My man would love you. Why? He would have his way with you. He would just drive you crazy. Now, internally, this is what you need to understand. This is my realm where I dwell. Internally, you believe the voice of what? The ego, because the ego tells you, I desire this, or I want that, and whatever I desire, I should have. Why? Because I want it, and it's okay, whatever I want. See how the ego operates? You know people like that? And women will swear to God, they don't have an ego, and that sounds like a woman's concept. They want what they want, how they want it, when they want it. And that's ego. Understand that, please. So moving on. And that's how you operate. That voice in your head tells you that. And y'all call yourself divas. Okay. This delusion, that's what it is reinforced by what? Your idea of death, that you should what? You scared to die, so before you die, you want to enjoy life and not waste the opportunity to what? To experience pleasures. As if you cannot experience pleasure any other way than through the body. Again, if you desire physical pleasures, you can get all that all you want, but that's going to run out. Okay. And at the time of death, that's when it run out. All pleasures, as if you cannot look at all pleasures. What we got? You should enjoy life more than. Okay, watch this. Now, if you cannot experience pleasures of any other way than what? Through the body, then at the time of death, guess what? All your opportunities for pleasures and happiness ends. Party's over. This is why they kick and scream. If your house ain't in order, now one more time. No, my man Denzel said, I wish you had more time. We all do. But if you're comfortable in your position in life, you don't ask for more time. If the Grim Reaper came and knocked the door, I say, okay, I got to go. Why? The Grim Reaper's here. My time is up. When you can walk into death with open eyes and no fear, then you are an enlightened being. Why? You know death to the body is imminent. So that ain't the problem. It's death to you that you're scared of. If you're ignorant, that's the fear. Let me wrap this up. Again, I appreciate you. I see the clock. Where we going? So watch this. And of course, this is proof that what? Even though people may say what? They have faith. I believe in God. Yeah, okay. But they may say that they have faith in what? The afterlife. I'm going to heaven, etc. Yeah, really? Okay. All dogs don't go to heaven. And no ignorant people makes it to heaven. Moving on. But in reality, what? In their hearts. There you go. That's what you're going to be judged by. Their hearts are full of what? Doubt, fear, because of what? Ignorance. And the loathing about what? The prospect of death. They feared dying. They didn't never live. Why? They're too busy fearing death. And that's what religion scares you with. You're going to die. You're going to hell if you don't do this. Stop the strong arm move, give them the truth, and let them make the decision for themselves. And that way, wherever they go, it's their decision. Moving on, let me wrap this up. So the idea of death, so they want to what? Take advantage of doing whatever they can while alive. Getting all I can. It ain't going to take none of that with them. If you want to have a sports car, and most people do, you say, I have it. Okay? When I get the car of my dream, the license plate going to say, got it. Why? Because it's something I aspire to have, something I want. But it ain't the end all be all. But that's the end of this lesson right now because I got to go in and close the right thinkers. I hope y'all live to be 100 and me 100 minus a day. So I never know that right thinkers like you passed away. But I will be right back.